많이 나로 반겨말아 걸어 내게 맡겨 결국 모든 것이 바꿔야 해가 뜨고 눈을 감아 엉켜버린 사이코 같은 패턴에 눈이 돌아 몇 년 동안 사이코 네가 잠이 들 땐 너와 함께 하고 싶어 미쳐버린 내가 과연 너를 이해되나 싶어 밤만 되면 이러는 게 병인가로 싶어 하지만 다시 밤이 찾아오면 나 I got that fire I got that juice 밤이 되고 난 vampire 괜찮은 물 안 베린 on my empire With that loose feeling like I'm Alexander 다 빛이 내리대며 밤이 돼 난 vampire 밤이 되면 난 vampire Okay 내리쳐진 비토벤의 월화 I sippin' juice from the moonlight 지쳐 난 silly 건대는 정반대 밤이 되면 영광은 확대되지 Monday through everyday 창조주 그 외나 밖에 모든 게 찾을 때 너는 더욱 맑아지는 느낌
What's up, y'all? Let's talk about it. What's going on? What's going on, people? What's up, man? Welcome to New York, man. Welcome to New York. Let's talk about a few things about the Sherman S, man. I got like 500 miles on it already, 545 to be exact. I'm working right now, but I do want to talk about these 5 things about the Sherman S. I realized that I don't like. Let's say don't like. 5 things I don't like about the Sherman S. Let's do it. So number 1, first thing about the Sherman S, I realized that, you know, I modified my Sherman Max light. So now if I don't have a bright light, it's just, for me, it's a problem, you know. So the one thing I don't like about it is that the light is not bright enough. You know what I'm saying? Like the beam compared to like the new wheels, or like even my Sherman Max, the light that I have, that mod, was really good. So I don't like the brightness. I feel like it needs to be brighter. They could have put like the light that intensifies as you go faster. You know what I'm saying? I know you got the shocks, but having a great light is amazing. And I feel like it's just a light of the past when it comes to Sherman S. So also the suspension rods, which is this thing right here. Suspension rods, you see it on left and right. See the little red thing? See the red fasten thing right there? Those are the suspension rods, right? So those suspension rods, if it's not like tuned and dialed into the highest setting, which means that when the wheel is higher, like if you adjust it and twist it and stuff, and you make it higher, if you're not like over 6 feet, when that thing is resting, when it's resting on your foot, the amount of pain, if you're not geared up, the amount of pain you're gonna feel is unworldly. Because these things are solid steel, like solid metal steel things, the rods from the fast state suspension. One time, you know, I jumped down and I jumped off of the freaking wheel, and the weight of the wheel, because it's a 100-pound wheel, so the weight of the wheel leaned on my knees and my leg, and I'm telling y'all, it was so much pain. I was in so much pain I've never felt in my legs. So I had to adjust it, and when I had to adjust the dial in, I had to increase the rebound and the compression. So now the wheel is riding more like a jumping wheel, like it's just more in. It has more, and you could just like, that's what I like about it though, you can adjust it. What I don't like is if the rods aren't covered, you're gonna, like, if it hits your knees or your legs, you have no leg pads and you have no armor on, it is dangerous. You can hurt yourself, literally injure yourself from just hitting the rods, and then you use your legs to like ride the wheel. So if your legs are damaged, you're not gonna be able to ride the wheel comfortably, you know. On top of that, when it's at the highest setting, like when the wheel is the highest, how you know is that the rods is like really like poking out a lot. You know, when the rods are poking out a lot, that's when it's the highest. So in that stage, riding seated is not comfortable. Like you know, they say that this is an upgraded seat and stuff, but riding seated is not comfortable with this wheel for me. I feel like the pedals are too high. Pedals are definitely too high. You know, I'm gonna do a video and show y'all exactly what kind of mods I'm gonna be doing for the wheel, but I know from listening to me from the start, you guys kind of have an idea already. So if you're listening to the full video, you're definitely gonna understand more. But like, yeah, like the rods, that's a big thing for me, you know? Just the rods hitting your knees, hitting your legs as you're riding. I had to change my riding style up. I've been adjusting a lot of stuff. Like I found a good setting now. But before I adjusted it, you know, it was tough. It was tough. But it's really stable though. The wheel is, even though it was high and all of that stuff I'm talking about, the wheel's still super stable. You know, the other thing that I don't like about the Sherman S is that, honestly, it's the weight. Like, it is pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy wheel, you know. And even when putting it into the car or any vehicle for that matter, it is definitely a hassle. Like when you lift it up, you're lifting up 100 pounds, trying to put it inside a car is not easy to do, you know. So I gotta constantly like put it at the right angle for it to like fit inside the back of the car. So I would not recommend this wheel for like if you have to constantly put this car in the back of your car. You know, it's definitely gonna become a hassle for you. You're gonna feel it, you're gonna see it, you're gonna be like, damn. But it's possible, it can be done. It's not impossible to do, like it can fit. But there's other wheels that are more compact that can really get it in there nice with no hassle. But for the range you're getting though, you're really, it's good still. Even though for the range that you're getting some good range. You're getting some beautiful range, amazing range with this wheel though. But it's just, you know, the way how the front handles and the back handles, the setup is just way longer. And I understand why they did it, but it definitely feels like a hassle. And even when I turn the wheel off and I put it on the stand, the weight of the wheel, you know, the weight of the wheel literally will drag you. Like you'll feel the weight pulling you down. That's another thing, like, you know, like the way how the ergonomics is set up, it's pretty solid. But like I said, you're gonna feel the weight of it. Like if you don't have your pads set up right, like me, I'm riding with the Grizzly pads right now, but I had to really like adjust it to kind of lock me in so I don't feel the weight of the wheel. So I kind of like did it and I gave myself an assist. Like you know, so the way I'm riding now is not free, it's more of like assisted. It's because the weight of the wheel is heavy. Like when you lean from side to side, if you want to turn or if you want to make like quick maneuvers without this assist, if you don't have armor on, it's not all the time I want to ride with armor. You know, that's the safest way, but I don't want to ride with my armor all the time. Sometimes I just want to just step out. So if you're taking this wheel out and stepping out, you definitely want to have your Grizzly pads more closer to your knees, closer to your shins, you know, and close, not higher, like close up, like more vertically. I'll show you guys the setup so you can understand it, but I definitely have it more on an incline. It's vertically set up a little bit higher than the wheel because I put it in the way of the rods. I have the pads literally, just as a matter of fact, take a look. If you look here, you see that these are the pads right here, and I have it literally resting where the rods are. So it's to give me a little bit of support, because as soon as I step on, I got instant torque. It's like instant torque as soon as I step on it. So that helps me with my turning, helps me with a lot of stuff. So you just feel the power instantly in the motor. So you're not working as hard to try to get it up to speed. So for everybody that complains about the wheel not having torque, this right here is gonna give you a lot of torque, you know? Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. So you get a lot. You're gonna get instant torque with the wheel. Like I'm close to 50. I'm probably under 50% or around there right now, and I'm still feeling a good amount of torque from the wheel. You know. Whoa. And the control and the way how the setup is, the control I'm getting, good control, good control. It did take me a while to get used to it because I wasn't riding like this before. But yeah, you get good control. You get good control. Everything just feels easier. You know, you want to make things easy for you, especially if you're a rider like me. You know, you got some people who want the experience, and then you have some people who want to make their life super easy. I'm at that stage right now. I want everything to be easy for me. Look at New York City. New York City is already crazy, so you want to just have some peace, you know. You want to make things peaceful for yourself. But yeah, that's, you know, that you know, I wish the wheel actually had some kind of more audible alerts. Like a little bit, I wish there was a setting that, like, when you set stuff, it talks, so you know. I feel like they need to add that in the future, like how inmotion does it. Inmotion uses sounds and stuff like that. The wheel will talk to you. Same thing with Kingsong, they'll talk to you. But this wheel is just beeping, always beeping. It's just like a digital clock or something, you know, like a digital clock that you're using. No audible sounds, just beep, 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 beep. You're just gonna hear beeps. It should talk a little bit to really make you understand what you're pressing. So I feel like that's one thing I don't like about the wheel. So also, what I don't like though is that there's no motor cutoff switch. So if you lift this wheel up from the back side, right, you're literally gonna cause the wheel to literally accelerate forward, like aggressively. Like if you want to see how powerful it is, lift it up from the back. I promise you, this thing is gonna spin off top speed. You're literally gonna get the max. You're gonna see the max acceleration, top speed of this thing, just from you lifting it from the back. And it, you know, and the wheel has dropped because of that. One time it was raining, and I had to lift the wheel up literally just on the curb, and the wheel's on just because there's no motor cutoff. When I'm rolling the wheel, it just torqued like, and it's like spun out on the metal, like on the metal ridge of the sidewalk. It just spun out top speed, and it just fell, boom. Unnecessary. That was unnecessary. If I could cut off the motor, like if it's sensed, or you could press a button and it just turn on, it could just power it down a little bit, not let it spin out top speed, because it's raining. So, you know, you're riding in the rain, you know, you don't really have enough traction. There's no weight on the wheel, so that happened. And everybody was looking at me like, whoa, what's going on, all right? Yeah, so, you know what I mean? And that's another thing that I don't really like, that I experienced that, you know? But, and also, I feel like the stock pedals are complicated. Very complicated, overcomplicated pedals. Why do the pedals have so much rods in it, springs and all of that? You know, with all of this, you could have added some actual real other features, like stuff that looks like visually appealing or something. Like not even visually appealing, like add some freaking, like I see they got lights. Like they could have added some lights, man, for extra visibility. You know, I know it got lasers and all, but you could have. This is not a cheap wheel. Still to this day, it's not a cheap wheel. So on top of that, there's no daytime running lights. It only has a main light, daytime running light, and just a regular beam, and that's it. I feel like they need to add something so it doesn't blind people as I'm moving. Or like even, and then another thing I don't like is that doesn't have indicators. It only has it at the back, but it needs to have it in the front too. You know, you can't just do back indicator. People need to know if you're making a left from the front as well, because you know how it is. You gotta like indicate. Those are one of the things that stop this vehicle from being truly legal, because when they look at it, you see, if you look at cars, right, they indicate from the front and the back. You know, you got the yellow lights. So EUCs need to have more indicators on both sides, you know, not only just the back. It's been a trend for a long time now. You need front indicators, back indicators. They got brake lights, they got back indicators. It needs daytime running lights, and it needs to have the right indicators, the right lighting options. Low beam, high beam, you know, everything that like a real vehicle has. If you want it to really get paid attention to seriously at the speed that it goes. So it really needs to really come with those features. On top of that, a lot of people call it a segway, and most segways, when you do have a segway, you can actually let a segway come to you, like automation. And I feel like a lot of people in today's world want to see more automation. Like all the segways had some automation. You could just stand on it, you could like call it to you. Like look at Teslas, for example. Teslas, they got the self-driving. I feel like EUCs need some kind of self-driving feature in order for more people to pay attention to it. Like scooters are super easy to ride. This, not so easy, you know, but having some form of automation will make it easier for more people to grasp to it, jump on it, want to really ride it, because maybe they don't got to try hard. That's the thing you got to learn about most people. They don't want to try hard.